All right, so I just got a comment in a DM about how it's intimidating to file an LLC because, like, if you've always been an employee, then it's difficult to wrap your mind around the idea that it's not that hard to start a business. In fact, there's no reason that you shouldn't start a business while you're an employee because you basically have corporate sponsorship. And if you are an employee of a company, then, and if you're not compensated based on your performance, then there's no real reason why you should have to be working overtime or doing anything other than what's completely necessary to fulfill the obligations of your work requirements. Beyond that, you should think about getting ahead and starting a business. And so to file an LLC takes about a half an hour, and it takes a couple $100 at the max. Where you start your LLC doesn't really matter. I mean, a lot of people, like, they say you should do it in Delaware, Nevada, New Mexico. There's different benefits in different places, but don't get bogged down by all that stuff because it doesn't really matter. If you're just starting an LLC, the whole point of an LLC is just to protect your assets from being lumped in with your business. So if you have a business and you have personal assets, if you suffer some sort of a loss or some sort of a claim against you, then the maximum that they can take, the limit of the liability they can take from you, is from the LLC, unless you have done what's called piercing the corporate veil, which means where you've started to commingle your personal and your business finances. Now, anyways, it's really easy. I think I went to bizfilings.com and I spent, I think, $200, $300 to start my LLC, which in retrospect was too much. And I filed in New York because that's the only place I knew to do it. And the rest was pretty easy. It's more about finding. It really is more about finding what your offer is. Is more important than any of the paperwork, the contracts, any of that stuff. It doesn't really matter. So once I would say focus more on acquiring customers than focusing on the contracts, the legal, the LLC stuff. It just doesn't really matter until you have customers. Once you have customers, once you have active, like, money coming in, that's when you start to transition over into being an LLC. But in the meantime, do not overthink it. Just create as much value as you possibly can for your customers, and then everything will work out later. But I did it the complete opposite way. I started with an LLC, then I started to pick up clients, and blah, 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 blah. It was the wrong way. So customers first, value first, offer first, and then figure everything else out.